King. What's
Hey!
up, everybody? Welcome to Characters Welcome. I will say again what I said right before the stream started. I'm sitting here with our butt butter king, Eric Feurer.
Everybody knows me down the block, up and down, left and right, the butt butter king. I ran today, and then at the end of my run, I ran to my local movie theater. Oh, God. Don't love
That's a good one. That's a perfect Land of Ooh character on Adventure Time.
Yeah. Butt butter king. Ooh, yeah. Hello.
Yes,
I finished my jog. I finished my jog at my local movie theater, which has $5 large popcorns, and I was like, you know what? Fuck it. You don't have to go into the movie. You can just
you have to watch at least the first act. I
didn't do it.
No, you got to watch the previews for sure.
Didn't do it
because you got to go in and then you have to say like, I love movies. I'm here to take in some cinema. Sit down.
I'm in regular. There was so much popcorn still in my bag when I walked out of that lobby that the wind was blowing some of it off the top. I gave a little bit back to Mother Earth.
Wow. And let me ask you, what do you think? What training regime are you on with getting some real butt butter popcorn into your body while you're still breathing heavy coming up?
It's kind of like a heart-based stress test. It's kind of to see what I can do with the smallest amount of artery possible, and then later once I get that fixed, I kind of unlock it. You know what I mean? It's like running with weights on your ankles. Same.
Yeah, shit. There's no downside to the phrase "I'll clean those arteries later."
Down the line, dude, I'm punting on the healthy heart. I'll have plenty of time for Cheerios in my fucking. I don't know. How old are you?
Oh, I'm your far side. I'm your outer rim of life. I'm the oldest person you know who still lives a similar lifestyle. Here's the thing, bro. I go harder than you, and you know it.
You go harder than me, but you also go healthier than me. I think you're a healthy.
That's true.
You don't think so?
Really?
I cook today. I feel like you cook every day. You cook most of the time, and that's doing some of God's work.
True. I guess. I don't know if I'm cooking healthy food. I guess we'll just know when in our great heart attack bet that we made on the first day we met.
Yeah, head to toe, just like Charlie Brown does it. Not Charlie Brown. Charlie in the Chocolate Factory. But Charlie Brown would be also very cool.
Yeah, it would be very cool.
Charlie Brown in the Chocolate Factory? Hello. Why didn't we do that for a portmanteau yet?
That's a good one, actually. He's just so down on this shit. How are we doing? What's going
on? What's new?
We're coming off a hot show.
Yes, Friday was a hot show, folks. If you weren't there, you missed out. Obviously, we'll have some of those tapes up, but you gotta come to the show for the full experience and join us and I want to say 80 plus that were there on Friday. It was a good, fun show. It was packed in, and it felt good. It was electric. And I really like how the audience kind of blurs the line between being just respectable audience members and real deviants. And that got crossed a couple times on Friday, which was nice.
Definitely. Well, Hardy kicked off the show with inciting them to boo me, which is, it's not what P.T. Barnum went with,
Yeah.
As far as showmanship.
Not exactly in his look. But then throughout the course of the night, folks were giving us things from their wallets that reminded them of stuff we were talking about. And that was very fun. It was a good time.
Very cool. And let's not forget, we've just kicked off the summer of CW. This is our time to shine. We have so much stuff we're going to show you in 11-ish days. I'm going to make a proclamation. 11-ish days.
Justin just put a stamp on it that June 15th, something is happening. Something big is happening. We have proclaimed this the summer of CW. That means we've been hard at work behind the scenes, getting some big fun announcements ready. And once they're cooked, we'll flip them over, let them sit for a minute to keep the juices in, and then announce them.
We've seared them for sure. We seared them for like the last 3 to 4 years.
I would say several years of fumbling the sear, and coming.
Exactly. Zecor Zeppelin, summer break is coming, and I should have Laser Piss finished. Put that on your tombstone. I should have Laser Piss finished.
We are, folks. I think it's safe to say we're in the back 9 of Laser Piss. We have crossed some sort of threshold. Laser Piss is getting closer. What a dream.
Yes, can't wait. Schweikler, he has a quiz bowl packet waiting to be played by us. When we all know if we played Schweikler's quiz, we would lose devastatingly.
And Schweikler, I know you already said this, but I can't remember what you said. Is it character stuff or stuff from our page, or is it just like things that you want to see if we know stuff about? Yeah, what is laser piss? Good question. Good question. Zcor has been keeping it under.
You'll know it. You'll know it when you feel it. You know.
Yeah, it's coming. It's coming. Cynthia
Lupo.
peeing after asparagus. You know it. You know it.
That's true. That's
owie,
true.
owie, owie. Schlicker says the questions are mostly related to characters. Well, then let's do it. I'm ready.
That feels like some ripe summer content. Is us taking a quiz that we will deeply struggle with.
Somebody said in the Discord, I'm pretty proud of this, like 4 days ago, newer member, I think a new member of the Discord, but I'm not sure. They said that they were watching the live stream, like the Twitch stream, and a character popped up that they think had a guitar and they think was singing about being a virgin. Does anybody know which one that was? And I reached back probably 8 years into the YouTube page and pulled it. First guess.
I saw that and I was like, holy shit, you're vibing right now.
No way.
Here's the thing, like the bummer is like you would crush me at that's such a good fun game, but you would crush me at it because you were there when I was there, and then you were there when I was not there.
There's pretty much like a 6-month gap of me not having a heavy hand and being an active participant in what's going on in that YouTube page. That's it. And it was in like 2017 or something like that. I feel pretty confident that I could bumble and stumble my way through some Characters Welcome trivia.
That's a great call. That's very fun. The other thing I was thinking, I haven't even said this to you off cam, but we should do a character swap show. One of these summers when we're like in a weird vein, you and I should just do each other's pieces like back to back.
Sounds good to me. Just on this live stream?
Yes.
Yes, I'm down. I'm 100% down. And I'm going to memorize that shit too. I'm going to stand up.
Of course. Well, that's what I'm saying. We have to, that's what I'm saying. We need a little bit of airtime on that because we have to work. We can't just laze into it.
Yes, I love that. Cynthia says, what was the hardest character to portray? What's the toughest piece you ever got over the finish line, Justin? Do you remember?
That's a that's a tough question. I will say this is like very before Characters Welcome was even a thing. I was first doing characters. I had this callback I've talked about plenty of times for Mad TV, and I pimped myself into doing a Bear Grylls impression.
Yes.
And I sort of didn't. That was hard. That was hard to get that over the line.
That's tough. Impressions in general, just for me, are really, really tough.
Yeah.
I don't like them.
What about you? What's the hardest character?
This one.
Besides your main aorta.
Yeah. I think that I would say one character that I worked pretty hard for a while on a lot of my pieces, but one that I worked really hard on was that Reverse Mermaid. Surprisingly, even though there's no words in it, I hired like a ballerina and sometimes people comment on that and are like, he's almost sort of doing ballet. I'm like, yes.
You hired a ballerina. Wow.
Yes, I hired a dancer to teach me like real moves and help me choreograph that. So I spent some time in the shop on that one.
That's great.
Which was pretty fun. And I would say probably actually another one that was tough is Bogbird. I've only done that one single time because I got on stage and I was like, I can't see through this thing. I'm tired. I keep knocking everything over. You
literally almost fell to your and several members' major injury in that show.
So it's tough. So that was a tough one. I want an episode where the characters are the hosts doing passive-aggressive subtweety impressions of each other.
That's the show. I think that's basically what we do. We just do it as ourselves. Subtweety.
Yes. I do think we should do a character swap thing, but I have also pitched that we do an official on-stage character swap, a round robin of sorts.
Yeah, that's a fun idea. I feel like that has to be like a comics come home style reunion show or something. Because I feel like a regular audience is going to be like, I don't know who the fuck you guys are.
Yeah. They'd be like, that was good, but I like, okay.
Yeah, why are you guys high-fiving so much?
Yeah,
You
you
don't
don't
know anything
really
about
love
this.
that, huh? Yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point. That makes sense.
But on here, home in our safe little
On here on
tangles.
home turf,
Yeah.
that would be really, really nice. But you're not here for us to talk about the past and the what might have been
Yeah,
and the what we
no.
should do. You're here for in the present moment.
But
You're
if
here
you
to see-
do like hearing us just talk, buckle up for that sometime in the future.
yeah, you're really being heavy-handed about this. Really, what could it be, Justin?
Yeah. Well, there's the thing is mystery is gone. It's called teasing now, my friend. You ever watched
Ah,
any movie trailer? It's over. The
no,
Fantastic Four is cooked. You
yeah,
know it.
we know exactly everything that happens. When I went and saw, have you seen Friendship yet?
I have not.
Friendship's so funny because the trailer of Friendship happens in sequential order in a single scene in the movie. Friendship, the trailer is like a minute and a half thing, and then you're like, oh, there's the trailer. It's the entire trailer is in one part of the movie. It's so crazy.
Well, I'll throw some chips down on this. The big comedies will come back when they start doing that for comedy trailers. When they hold the comedy, they haven't done that in so long. And they hold the comedy because that's what will get people to blow up when they see it and do the word of mouth thing. Rather than what we do is sell out every comedy in the trailer because everyone's so worried that no one's going to get the joke.
Besides even Friendship, which was not even quite a comedy, what was the last big comedy?
One of them days did pretty well. That just got announced. A sequel just got announced for that. So shouts to that movie. I don't know. Do you want to call Poor Things a big comedy?
No,
It was a Yorgos movie, but it's a comedy.
I guess. All right, fair enough. I would love to see an amazing. Dejan says top 5.
Top 5. That was like a full decade ago. I hope that isn't the last banger comedy, but it's great comedy. But that's been out for us.
Cynthia says I like Top Secret because it was joke after joke after joke.
Yes,
I haven't seen.
That's the type of comedy I got into this business to make, and then that I came up when the fucking Judd Apatow bomb went off and made comedy like about your Arrested Development male feelings rather than jokes. And so I've been bummed out about that for quite some time.
That's tough.
Dejan also says upcoming Naked Gun movies. Yes. Shouts to the Gregor and Doug, the writers of that, guys that I came up with the theater with. That's
really
big. Yeah.
Yo, I'm definitely gonna see that.
That trailer is good. That might be the comedy I just described, where they've got some great jokes in the trailer, but they're not giving away.
I mean, if it is stylized at all, like the old Naked Gun or Airplane or Dracula Dead and Loving It, all those Liam Neeson movies, I'm all in on that, dude. I'm so
nice. I like that you said Liam Neeson.
Leslie Nielsen.
Leslie Nielsen. Yeah.
But Liam Neeson is
in this one. It's almost intentionally confusing.
What the fuck? All right, let's do this, folks.
Let's do this.
So
let's get some comedy out here.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Very excited to welcome our guest, someone that you always want to have riding with you because them lips are sealed. Please welcome out to the rectangles, a little no snitch.
Yeah, Coachella, make some noise. I got to say, it's a blessing to be back on my world tour. Lil No Snitch slinging crack to the world, bitch. Hey, and all out there, to anyone alleging that detective detained me with 4 kilos of cocaine and charged me with a Class B felony of possession with intent to distribute unless I snitched on my connect I was going to see today, that's a lie. That's a lie. Little no snitch. Little no snitch. I mean, no snitching. Matter of fact, I got a new track for them cops. DJ, hit that shit. I don't snitch. I don't snitch. I don't snitch. Me and my homie Riley Johnson cut crack. Blue Hawk Elantra in the back. Blue 20 Richton AM every Tuesday. Supplies houses Blue 22 Avenue A. So if you come, hey, get this homie ID. speaking in the front row, but don't look 21 to me. Everyone on our live stream, upload your ID, because ISIS coming for D. Oh, and these guys in the squares stole money from the bank. Is that anything, Detective Anderson? I think they're making a lot of money on that YouTube live stream, and I can't go back to jail.
Yes, station. Wow.
They just got another piece dropping.
Nobody say a mouthful of aluminum foil will stop you from achieving your goals.
Really good for you. All the dentists watching are losing it right now.
Good morning, Pornhub analytics team. My name is Dick Cannon, but because of poor regulation on your websites, you stereotypically have titled all of my videos Black Guy. I'm changing those videos. Today is my 10-inch bone to pick with you. So let me give you some truth to deep throat. Stereotypical captions like Black Guy limit my existence just to my Timberland boots and Jesus chain that helps my stroke. You see, the human inside, the human Dick Cannon. Your labels decide if I am spat up or swallowed by humanity. But when you call me Black Guy, I'm just showing the back door. Just look at some of the titles of my videos. Cute California blonde with Black Guy. Le mille français fait du sexe avec le person black. Harry Gilf Cug DP Fantasy versus basketball team. There was 7 of us. Dick Cannon, Kevin Hard, Dwayne the Cock Johnson, Queen Latifah, Martin Luther King, Duke Smellington, and Ray J. We were all there. Just once, I want a title on my videos, a title that can penetrate as deep as I do. Something like sorority tutors underserved African American student to finish associate's degree with cum shot. And I know that may be a mouthful. But goddamn it, so am I! So are you data geeks gonna get woke? Or does Dick Cannon have to wild out?
Whoa!
Okay.
Tesla Georges, everyone.
Yes.
Wow.
Bringing the full heat. As
Did you know that I was going to take my shirt off in my character, and so you just had to show everyone what a real body looked like first?
Well, there's a reason the camera's stopping before my belly button.
I don't know. You work out a lot. You do boxing, right?
Yeah, Muay Thai. My studio closed, though. I was teaching at this Muay Thai studio. I had this fantasy to bring in a bunch of improvisers and just run people through class and just like get true commentary about how hard of a workout it is. But then the guy sold the gym. So I was like, all right, well, there goes that summer project. I was coaching that too.
Gym, unless we can put on the greatest show.
The greatest comedy boxing
seen.
match of all. We'll save the Muay Thai. I mean, there was a trend back at UCB where a bunch of people did Brazilian
BJJ. Yeah.
Jiu-jitsu, yeah. Like Chris Gether, Dom Durkis, Gabris, all got it, and we're taking a class together. I was like, that's like, you ever play the old Nintendo ice hockey? That's the 3 type of players. There's the giant, the medium, and the twig. And they would all fight each other.
That's very funny that they all got into that, and feels very opposite. Somebody told me a story that in UCB LA, a whole bunch of those people got into this this diet and exercise program where you have to text someone pictures of what you ate that day, and this person, and it's like an accountability thing. So every time you eat food, you have to take a picture of what you just ate, and that feels, the difference between New York and LA has never been more prevalent.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
JJ, or what did you eat? I do have that feeling and that thought of like, if we didn't find improv, could we all as a group just jump to something else, or all didn't find characters or sketch or whatever? Could we all as a group just jump to like climbing a mountain or?
The answer is hard no on that, I think.
I think we would. I think that the next closest cult to what we do is climbing gyms. I think that's a hard opinion.
Interesting.
That's what I think.
We'd all be so much happier. Yeah, a lot of cult talk. Yes, we know. We're too deep in the cult, though, so we can't, no one's, it's like the reverse of a murder cult. We all slowly die of old age trying to make it in this industry. So
Yeah.
we're not drinking the Kool-Aid. We're slowly sipping the Kool-Aid.
We get, yeah, that's so funny. We slowly bleed out over the course of 45 years.
I love Dick Cannon. I love both those pieces, but Dick Cannon reminded me of, I worked on a piece for a late night show on Comedy Central where I played a porn director for I acted in it, and they had actual porn stars on the set. So we were just sitting around talking at lunch and sort of as we were slowly working through the day. And I learned so much about the porn industry by just talking to they were so open about it. And let me say, it was Mind of Mencia. Shouts to that deep cut. And then I have
you have to give us at least one thing that we would have never known.
Well, the time spent and pay gap for men and women in porno is crazy because women have to work like a full 3/4 of the day before the guy comes in, because the guy's only there for like the sex. The women are there for obviously hair and makeup. Then they do like there's a bunch of other ancillary video content. We don't have to go into it too hard here, but then they finally actually make the video, and that's when the guy just, no makeup, just steps out from the street covered in fucking sweat from Encino or wherever they're shooting and gets in there. So that was, yes, very ancillary. So that was like really interesting. And just,
is there any protocol of like bring flowers or like, hi, how you doing? Do you like, there's a pre thing conversation?
Everybody sort of knows everybody. It's a small circle. They were comparing it to WWE. In that, like, everyone has a shorthand. Everyone knows each other either personally or by reputation. So it's sort of like,
so it's like you get the call sheet the night before and you're like, oh, I fucking hate Dave's cock, dude.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, and also, but it's a little more, I think it's more like, it's like there's a commentary between the director and the talent where it's like, so what we're doing on Thursday is this. Here's what we're thinking. It's going to be a little costumey. There is a bit of a story, or there's none of that. You'll be in and out in an hour or whatever.
That's crazy. And all the
dudes, you can't hang out all day here.
Yeah, that's exactly. So, and all the dudes like take like medicines and fucking pumps, and like they've got all sorts of crazy shit to stay like as hard and gigantic as possible, right?
Yeah, we didn't get too much into that because I think that was like,
I wish I was at that table.
That'll give us all the information we need. Whatever pictures you took.
And keep in mind, I was just another, like, we were all just actors on set. We were all on the call sheet for this. It was the Larry Wilmore show.
Oh, wow, yeah.
It was actually right before it got canceled, so I don't know if this sketch ever aired. Yeah, but so we were all just hanging out, waiting for them to set up lights or whatever. And I was like, I have little to say in this realm, but I want to ask you guys.
I have lots of questions. Yeah. That's unbelievable. Dejan, your video, your last or your previous video has been done so well on the page. The white people tariffs bit.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So you because you put a QR code in your video, you made how much money?
$100.69.
Hilarious.
Hell yeah. That's great.
Hilarious, incredible. I love that.
That's putting out the tip jar in the best way.
Yeah, it was very fun. The first one that came in, I was like, oh, no kid had like a no sign and then the pickle emoji. I was like, what the hell is this? But I have a joke in there like black people are going to start playing pickleball as a threat if you don't like pay black tariffs. And then the guy like wrote a comment. It was super fun. I've been making like little messages across Venmo and Cash App whenever people send some money.
That's awesome, man.
Very cool. But folks,
the most I think was 1469 or maybe 1769 or 1469. That guy's comment is also.
So it's a lot of donors. That's grassroots.
Yes, it's true. It wasn't just one humiliated white person. It was a whole army of them.
It was several humiliated white people.
That's amazing.
Yeah, several.
Hey, 146 thou on the view count.
Yeah, pretty good. That's awesome. That rocks. What else you got down the pipe? You got anything you want to plug or promote?
Oh, there's a Juneteenth show at both Caveat and at UCB.
Wow.
So the Caveat one I think is 7, and the UCB one is 8:30. So I'll be doing both of those.
Dip it on Juneteenth, huh?
Yeah, and that's my anniversary. So like I had to be like, hey, wife, the last 3 years, I've been doing no shows, but I got to do this black show, and we celebrate the weekend a couple of days after. So
your anniversary is on Juneteenth?
Yeah, we got married on Juneteenth, so the way every year we'd have like the day off to do whatever. I'm like, hey,
so it was a target, it was a goal, it was a purposeful choice.
Yes, and she's like, she likes astronomy and stuff, and so she did look at all this stars and like, okay, this was like a safe week for us to join.
Wow.
And I was like, all right, whatever, just June, July, we'll figure out whatever the date is and work with this venue in Minnesota at the time. But it was just like, yeah, okay, cool. It's great to have a holiday, and it's Freedom Day, Liberation Day for Black people, and I spend it with the same person, the opposite of liberation. But
well, cool it, dude.
Oh boy, hey, she's not home, right? No, I love you.
I don't need to hear your vows again.
Bye.
I love you, Iris. I'll see you when you're home. But yeah, it's cool. There's going to be 2 shows, Caveat and UCB. They're both Juneteenth themed, so I'm sure you'll find that. And then we got Characters Welcome next Wednesday. I'm sorry, Betty Night next Wednesday.
Might as well be Characters Welcome. Might as well.
Wow,
that's exciting. Very fun. And you've got a big prop heavy piece, right?
I do. I got a prop heavy and dance heavy piece, and it was just doing the choreography. My sister's a dancer, so I appreciate your reverse mermaid thing. But she's gonna help me like do some more movement with it, and it's a prop heavy piece and also musical. So I'm excited about it, but Eric can tell you a little nervous about it because I like writing joke stuff, and this piece, like, not to tell them too much. It's like going to be very close to like a fucking Looney Tunes cartoon.
Oh,
I think it's like it's not a lot of words; it's a lot of like reactions, which I think is going to be really, really fun.
That's awesome.
Maybe I'll make a reaction video to the tape. That way we get the full leverage out of it.
Smart.
I like that. Smart.
Well, awesome, man. Thanks for coming through. We'll see you real soon.
Thank you both for having me. Enjoy the rest of your show, and I will catch you soon. Bye, stream. Bye, chat. See you on Discord.
Bye. Fun. What a dream.
Very fun. Indeed. And speaking of dreams, if you want to keep our dreams going strong, send us a cash. That's how we keep Jorge and his hair hats, as I often say. If you do, send it over our business Venmo, which you can see scrolling lightly below you there. And whatever you post on that Venmo, we will read the comment live on stage.
Yes, we will.
To prove that to you, we're going to do a recurring segment we do on the show that we like to call Stoner Thoughts.
It's Stoner Thoughts.
Ooh, it's sounding very like alien, you know?
Yeah. That's the true stoners.
Sorry, I'll try it again. Stoner Thoughts.
That's a more sexual alien.
Are you taking notes?
Is this any better?
It's got you're like out of breath for some reason. What's
Yeah.
happening over
I'm so tired.
I believe that. This guy was doing Bingo Loco like every single night he's not
there? He's
here.
out of control with the bingo.
If you don't know what Bingo Loco is, check out Jorge's Instagram or Google Bingo Loco and see Jorge becoming an absolute psychopath star on this show. There it is. Back to Stoner Thoughts. According to all known laws of aviation, there's no way a bee should be able to fly. Its wings are too small to get its fat little body off the ground. The bee, of course, flies anyway because bees don't care what humans think is impossible.
Honestly, deepest stoner thought we've heard in a while.
And also, that to me is the most stoner thought because it's sort of like, you ever think about this? And then,
Yes.
you know what? There's like, fuck you guys. I'll fly what I want.
I was almost put out of commission for a stoner thought I had one time, which I still every once in a while think about, which is why don't feet look more like hands?
How do you want them to like longer toes?
I don't understand why feet are just like beef slabs with little tiny fingers on the end. If they were just more like hands, that would be evolutionary. We could do so much more. Why
You
don't
ever
feet-
walk with your hands?
I've never
on your
walked
hands?
on my hands before, but
Uh,
monkeys have kind of hand feet, don't they?
A little bit, but I think we need a little more. We need a little more support down there. I think evolutionarily speaking, like you couldn't barefoot water ski if you had feet hands.
Oh yes, and I'm always barefoot water skiing. I'm getting word from the chat that stoner thought was just the opening lines to the Bee movie.
Wow. I mean, also it's very stoner thought to be like, hey man, you ever hear this? And like, yes, it's the opening to the Bee movie. You say it every day, every time we get high.
Send. I love that. Very cool.
So you would trade, you'd have hands for feet if you could.
Four hands?
Yeah.
Like a monkey?
Oh, I like a human with 4 hands.
No,
I don't think monkey feet are necessarily hands.
How many?
You're free falling right now. I'm not a genie. This
isn't another cream is milk situation, I promise. But I think that if feet looked more like hands, humans would have. I think we'd be in a better spot, technology-wise, evolutionary-wise.
I like that you're positioning this not as a personal one, but as a societal need.
I think twice.
You're like, you don't understand. We'd be on Mars now.
Yes, our brains would have learned how to use both sets independently. We get work done twice as much. It'd be a 20-hour work week. We'd be spending a lot more time with
your brain. Can't do two. Your brain's not doing two.
You could, but you could if your brain had to. If you had 2 extra sets of hands.
So you're telling me right now you're doing one job with your right hand and one job with your left hand, and you're like, let me double this. That's cool, but that is not a job. That's not a job.
That's not
to be clear.
I know it's not a job, but it really needs to be someday, Justin. Yes. Maybe in 11 days.
Yeah, in 11 days that will be a job. Yeah, once AI takes over, we'll all be paid to do that, I think.
Oh, if only. I think that we should welcome our next character out. What do you say?
I think it's a great idea.
Mm-hmm. I'm pumped for this next guy. It's the summer, folks, and it's summer CW, but right now it's just the summer. Drop the CW for a second. And we're out there traveling, we're going places, and a very popular thing, big popular question is that like hotels versus Airbnbs thing. And
yeah.
I'm interested to hear what side of it you're on, Justin. But for now, let's welcome our next character out to the rectangles. Please welcome your Airbnb rules list.
Hello, and welcome to your Airbnb for the weekend. You've made an excellent choice because you're on lake time now. Yum. The beauty of Airbnb is the freedom and authenticity it affords you to truly be yourself. And now for a few simple rules for you to follow while you're here. Number 1, don't touch anything. This house is decorated with a mixture of priceless antiques and the cheapest shit we could find at Pier 1. It's all equally tacky. Our most prized possession is the sign over the wine fridge that reads, "Let's get merloaded." Number 2, the Wi-Fi password is the word lake time. But let's remember, it's a wooden antenna that connects you to an Amish satellite. So the only thing you can download is butter churn pornography. You don't need Facebook. You're on lake time, baby. The heat doesn't work unless it's too hot, and then it works really well. Our house is heated by a cutting-edge boiler fueled by whale oil. If we're running low, all you have to do is go grab the spear from above the mantle, illegally hunt the elusive white whale in the lake time, kill it with the spear, and then drain the oil out of the whale's brain into our cutting-edge boiler. It's super easy, and then you can get comfortable and never forget your murder of the gentle ocean beast that lives in this lake. Number 4, smoking is not only allowed, it's mandatory. You're in the country, so we've got Marlboro Red so strong they'll make your dead uncle piss quarters. Number 5, pets are not allowed. We keep this place clean so we can't have you messing up with your precious little cat Puffalo. If you want to pet something, there are 1,000 spiders lurking in every corner. They're also on lake time, so they'll bite you when they feel like it. While you're here at the lake, relax and make sure you finish building the lake house, the boathouse. Excuse me. It needs to be done. And when you're here with us, you're on our fucking time. It's lake time. And remember, it's a boathouse, not a houseboat. We learned the hard way that they're quite different. Next up, no parties. No parties. The place is haunted by the cult that was murdered here. If you want to party, go to the attic, fully nude with a handful of baby teeth. And of course, while you're here, your marriage must be as loveless as ours is. So no cute nicknames, only eye rolls and whiskey-fueled rants about my prolapsed colon. If you do attempt sex, neither of you can come, and you have to fantasize about having sex with Elon Musk, both of you.
Yeah.
And finally, yes, yucky. And finally, when, more like if you leave, all you have to do is leave the key on the counter and go. So easy. Just so long as you've washed all the sheets, towels, curtains, carpets, and the drawer full of toupees and merkins, which you can use. You need to remove all garbage, take it to your grandparents' childhood home, and spread it around the living room. If you used any appliances, throw them away. You're disgusting, and we don't want to touch them anymore. And the last thing, kiss each and every spider on its furry little lips, and then get the fuck out of here because lake time is over, asshole.
Oh, Justin Tyler, everyone, taking us to lake time. Wow. All right, a couple questions, couple really good questions in the chat here. One, I really like this from Red. Do we think Justin has a face template for when he makes these, or does he refigure it out every time?
Great question, Red. What do you think?
I think you could save a lot of time by having yourself your little oval that you just refer to every time.
It's funny that you asked that. I literally cut this and then I drew my face guessing, cut it and recut it in front of my family, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I'm playing a character."
I'm playing a character. Would you say? Or do you normally think your face is smaller than it is or bigger than it is?
Well, here's the thing. I go smaller so that I don't have to cut twice. Because once you go too big, you're fucked.
Yeah, that's true.
And a little bit of history. This was the origin of the great hat or mask debate.
This one?
Yes.
Really?
Because you were like, "That's
wasn't the dinner party."
No, it was this. This was first, I think. Because this one made good. Because I was like, "This is a hat," and you're like, "No, it's a mask." And I was like, "Well, but you see my whole face, and it rests on my head."
It's definitely a mask.
It's a hat.
I still think it's a mask.
See, it rests on my head like a hat, like a bowler.
Oh boy. This is so
the guy who did Milk versus Cream. You talk about this, and you're so annoyed.
You're just being contradictory. You're just saying.
I answered honestly that was a hat.
I don't believe that. I do not believe that you think that's a hat. I can't.
That is a hat. You rested on your head.
So that's your criteria. From here on out, Justin has declaratively said, if it rests on his head, it's a hat.
Yes.
And if what obscures your face, it's a mask.
It's a mask.
Okay. I'm gonna hold you to this shit. Right.
Red has the right comment. Grow up.
It's a hood. Grow up. Grow up.
Interesting take. Everybody, y'all, let's spam them. Whoa, Michael Hartney in the comments.
Michael Hartney, that's a mask. Holy shit.
Coming down from on high with some
Hell yeah.
proclamation. It is a hat, and I will die with that. The Butt Butter King knows that is a hat.
The Butt Butter King. I asked Justin Chef, and he said cream is the ultimate milk. People are still commenting on that YouTube thing. By the way, it's up to 3,000 votes on the Milk First Cream debate.
Beautiful. I feel like that's the factions are forming, families are being torn apart. It's a civil war of the internet right
now. These are private texts, Jorge. We don't put up private text, dude. Come on.
That's good. I'm here for it.
Is nothing sacred anymore?
Just a little example of you guys having a sort of serious conversation and me being like, here's absolute nonsense.
Here's nothing. Yeah, can't a guy just talk about wiping the butter off his tits before a live stream and in the privacy of his own text thread? My God.
The answer, my friend, is no.
The answer
he says in private chat, I'm 85% sorry.
Fuck you, bro.
Great line.
Boy.
Great line.
I think that, we're having such a great time, but I do think we just need to keep this trade chugging. What do you say, Justin?
We've hit the part of the year where the sun is slowly setting as we do this show, and it changes me from bright summer boy to a dark summer night.
Well, and you have sundown syndrome. You become some sort of different.
Are you saying I'm sundowning? Because as you said, I'm the oldest. I'm the outer rim of human development for you.
I'm just saying I can tell it's getting dark outside because you start gobbledygooking about hats and masks and
yeah. Oh yeah, I think I'm definitely sundowning in a lot of ways. And that means I'm going to meet our next guest very soon. Please welcome out to the rectangles, your future friend and mine, the Grim Reaper.
Oh.
Listen, mortal. I am the Grim Reaper, sent here because you, John Elliott Smith, have died and left your corporeal body. I will now escort you across the river of souls through the vast plains of existence to the great beyond. So don't give me a hard time, okay? I am deeply pregnant. Yeah, that's right. You heard it. You're dead, and I'm pregnant. And I have zero fucks to give. Frankly, I shouldn't even be working this far in, but who can afford to take time off? Not me. Not with the price of baby cloaks, immortal infant formula, death rattles, and everything. Shit is getting wild. Anyway, before we depart this hospital and this realm, do you have any questions about your eternal existence? Will it be painful? Oh no, not for you. I, on the other hand, might have some Braxton Hicks contractions, and those can be very fucking painful. They don't tell you that. You're gonna be fine though. You're dead. Okay? Don't panic. Also, I'm not gonna be giving birth anytime soon. Okay? I'm like 12 eons away. Wait, what millennium is this again? Oh my God. Yes. Today I am 36 eons pregnant. Oh my God. You heard that right. That is an unfathomable amount of time and an insane time to be pregnant. Anyway, let us continue. Prepare yourself, John. This will be your longest and most arduous journey. Oh, speaking of, I really need to change my compression socks. Oh my God! Oh, my feet are killing me. No offense. Woo! Gotta be careful down here. I don't want to fall into my own abyss. This is a nice hospital, Some people die in really shitty places. Ooh. Hold on. Just come here. Fucking. Woo. Pregnancy has made my feet as flat as your heart rate. sorry. Anywho. Again, no, you're fine, John. That just happens every time I stand up. It's called lightning crotch. Try having that happen every time you stand up for 3 millennia. Now listen carefully. This is your first time, and you've never done. There are some rules you need to follow. The river of souls. 2. Do not look any of the souls from directly in the eye. This is very important. They will suck you down into the depths of eternity. And 3. Don't touch my belly. Okay? Like for real. None of this. No patting, no rubbing, no tickling. Absolutely no fucking poking. Got it? Okay. The boat is here. Ascend. Yes? Now, John. Yes, you can go. And we shall begin. Snore life. You're just gonna let the pregnant Grim Reaper or you all the way to the great beyond? Come on. Yeah. You could have. Hello? Yeah. Well, it's too late now, John. Yeah. Plus, actually, you can't even help me because technically you would evaporate into non-existence. So, sorry. You know what? I am going to take a break. You want anything? I got McDonald's under this cloak. Oh my God. There it is. They give me a straw. That. You sure you don't want some? I also got edibles. You know. What? Some on my face? Is what real? Yes, this is very real, John. You are dead. And I am pregnant. You want to see ultrasound? This one, let me see. Can you see that there? Let me yeah, look at that. Takes after my side of the family. Look at that little spike. What, John? John? That was a real one. Looks like you're gonna have to spend a few nights in a coma, my boy, in that old hospital. Sorry about that. Let's hope it's not a long labor. Let's go back to the hospital.
Oh, yes.
Rowena, everybody with a physical
pregnancy real. Rowena, before the stream started, you said, I'm just working on finishing a prop. Which prop could that have possibly been?
This
Wow,
one.
look at that. Look at that.
It was
Wow.
just gonna be literally just the vacuum piece, and then I was like, well, I'll add the actual.
This is
It's
just
nice. Ooh, she floppy. Wow, look at that.
quick fire challenge prop building.
Oh my
Wow,
God.
I had no idea. Rowena, once again, I'm sorry to say it, when you stand up with that angle, you look so tiny. You look like a
I
tiny
was thinking
little.
about it too because I was like, wait, I can't.
I don't know what the fuck it is. Am I the only person that? Do you see that too, Justin?
I didn't notice it. I know you're obsessed with it, so that's fine. That's fine.
It's kind of your thing. It's cool.
Eric's saying he's very concerned spatially.
It's just very like Secret Life of Arietti or whatever that fucking movie is. You just look
Oh,
like.
Well, I was like, I hope I don't do the small thing because I want to be an imposing Grim Reaper. And I was like,
Sorry,
bitch.
sorry to ruin it for you.
You know, it was imposing. Don't let Eric's parallax vision.
Well,
turn
and
you
yeah,
down.
let me say I'm deeply frightened of pregnant women, so I was scared the whole time.
Yeah, this character was clearly written when you yourself, Rowena, were deeply pregnant. I mean, and I can see in the performance, there's a pent up anger to every moment of it in a great way.
Yeah,
It was very cathartic writing this. It was very fun.
Did you perform it when you were major preg?
No,
No,
no. It's
So
just
you
an
wrote it
after. I wrote it. I had ideas for it, but I actually did write it when I was after being pregnant. Because in the actual throes of the end, I was like, "Oh my god!"
Yeah,
but she did play. I feel like this was either early in your pregnancy. You played this part on a sketch team that was like it was like a wishing well, and then this like fucking like grimy fairy of the wishing well comes out and is like, yeah, I can grant you your wish or whatever. And for the team's best of show 6 months later, they did the piece again, and this time you were extremely pregnant.
Yeah.
It made the piece so fucking awesome. It was
That's
so
awesome.
intense.
I was excited about it because I was like, "Oh, I still have that costume," and then I was like, "Oh, it's gonna fit even better."
Yeah. only improved.
Oh man.
It's fun. I wish I'd done more. It's just hard. Like I had ambitions of using my pregnancy all the time, but it was like,
Well,
I was pregnant.
now though you can use your children. Yes.
Yes, way more easy to exploit. Speaking from experience.
no problems there. That's fine.
Have you done because I know some folks do that. They do like improv with their kids. That used to be a show at
Yes.
the Pit.
I did do that
Oh.
a couple times with my firstborn. We did that
Yeah.
when he was really really little, and then when he was slightly older. And so, but both times he didn't really understand what was going on.
Yeah.
But won and stole the show every time because he was like,
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, the first I forgot this. This was adorable. The first time we were supposed to be introduced as like the family, and I'm the improv person, not my husband. But so I come out with it's just my child and I, and my child sees his dad in the audience and just goes, doesn't everyone's quiet because we're being introduced, and you just hear Dada.
Oh man,
Oh
you're
my
like,
God.
all right, we
Killer.
win. It's over.
Yeah, I was like, okay, bye. We're done. We did what we needed to do.
UCB had a show at the Del Close Marathon where it was everyone brought their kids, and I got to do I think one at the Chelsea Theater with my older daughter, which was very fun.
Wow, that's
It's fun, but you also
She
have
liked
to
it.
be. You have to be good. You have to be really good, and because people will be like, "Oh, it's kids," and it's like, no. And as I was a teacher for a long time, so I also know like kids, you have to be really on point, and you have to be real like. But
I mean-
you'll have like really really funny, amazing stuff happen, but like you just have to be even more.
Oh, that sounds like so tough to me. I would never be able to do. I can't even do it when it's just me. I am the child on stage going that.
Yeah.
Improv's
Everyone.
hard, man. It's tough.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's something. The more you do it, the less you think about doing it, and then it's just.
And then that's what unlocks it, right?
Yeah, I'm out of practice.
Or whatever.
I was doing so much improv for so long, it became a blur.
Wow.
Blur.
A blur. Wow. Yeah. Jorge's very concerned about that shadow. Doesn't like it in the private bed. Rowena, what else is new with you? You got a new haircut.
I cut my hair. I'm really proud of this one, and I'm excited for summer. It's going to be a good summer. I have a show coming up that I'm producing at Caveat.
Whoa, what's the show?
What's that?
Yes, I also have it's called Extra Galactic. It's on July 6th at 5 p.m. It's a Sunday, and it's a variety show, but it's a space shit, and it's gonna be weird. I'm doing a lot of stuff. It's gonna be very fun. I'm also doing some little like animated things. It's gonna be a whole It's a really fun.
Wow. Awesome.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really fun show. So I'm very excited about it. And so that's July 6th. And then I'm also doing Dad ? Is my current sketch team. We have a show on June 11th. So that's sooner.
Yes, you got all kinds of stuff going on. This is all coming together now while you texted me and asked me who does space characters in the city.
Thank you for also just not asking questions and giving
no problem.
Rolodex.
I knew you. I was like, you've got to have a little bit. You've got to have a Rolodex.
I know. I forgot that you animate. I would love to see some of your animations.
It's like my own. I taught self-taught, so it's like very. It's rinky-dink, but it's fun.
Is there any online currently?
Yeah, can we see any anywhere?
On my Instagram, I have some things
cool
that you can see. If it's animated, I did that.
I gotta check it out. I'm gonna run, not walk, to check that out. I'm obsessed with that shit. That rocks. Very cool.
That's
very
it. That's
cool.
Me.
That's it. That's you.
Very cool. Great to have you here.
Always, Rowena.
Great to hang out after the show on Friday. Always a fun hang.
You guys are weird.
When we left you after that show on Friday, it was pouring down raining, and you had insisted on. Yeah, you were like, I don't wear closed-toe shoes in the summer, and you were just like drowning.
There was a spot in the street where I was like, I think it's like gonna be up to my knees. Like there was no.
God, what?
Like,
did I leave at the same time as you guys? What happened?
Yes,
so bad. Oh, okay. And my favorite part is this really dumb, but was that when there was like a waterfall coming down at the train station when I got to Queensboro Plaza, and I was like, oh, I'm gonna film this waterfall. But then I also saw my thing that I keep seeing at Queensboro Plaza. And if anyone else sees this, tell me, because I thought I know I can't be the only one. There's a Christmas tree in a building. And when you're in Queensboro Plaza, you can see the Christmas tree. And so I took this video of the rain, and I was like, I captioned it, isn't it supposed to be June or something like that?
Yeah.
And then I zoom into the Christmas tree. And everybody who commented fell for the trap and was like, oh, it's rain. It's rain. Rain happens in spring. And I was
like, you fucking idiot. Chill out.
But that's the point, is then I was like, well, but you didn't see the Christmas tree. So
you didn't see the real magic.
It's really funny. What a New York thing to be like.
That was a very
disgusting flood zooming in on a 6-month-old desiccated Christmas tree.
I just really needed, this is the most public that I need to know if other New Yorkers are also going to Queensboro Plaza and seeing this Christmas tree.
You think maybe there's something like you died last Christmas and the signs are
it's like a Groundhog Day scenario, and I'm like, this is the coldest.
The big thing, right?
I mean, it's funny you think that you're the dead one when clearly the person in that apartment is decomposing there. Like that's the biggest.
No, that is probably what it is.
Not to be the Columbo of the group, but
and
but that's a fact. That's what's happening.
That sucks, dude. That is probably it, though. Oh well, what can you do?
Just another corpse in the city. Rowena, great to see you. We'll see you soon.
Okay, bye.
Later, player. So good.
Later.
Oh, what fun. Justin, is there an update to the Venmo?
There is. We got a banger from Lulu that just reads, and we have to read it, $80 and none cents. because that's what Lulu's dropping on us right now. Supporting, you can gamble in Vegas or you can gamble on Lulu and you'll always pay out.
Wow, Lulu, 80 bones. Thank you so much. And I understand. First off, thank you. That fucking rocks. And every time anybody gives us anything, it makes me feel so crazy. That is awesome. You rock. Thank you. Secondly, it seems like it's implied that you want me to spend that on Crown Coins Casino.
Why are you saying? There's nothing here that says that.
Because the nonsense is like a throwback to he still has it. Look, there it is. $0 and what it's none dollars and 80 cents is what we ended up with after I Venmo'd Jorge $50 to gamble with.
This is the flip. This is $80 and none cents.
$80 and none cents. Lulu says read between the lines, which means what, Lulu? All you have to do is give me permission. All you have to do is unlock the barn, and the stallion will run.
Well, you tell you what, you're gambling you as a stallion, because gambling you as a Shetland pony that falls dead in the starting gate. It's my understanding.
Lulu, I can turn that $80 into at least $80 again. I bet. I bet.
That's the most low stakes thing. I can turn that $80 into another $80.
At the very least, I can spend 10 minutes on a social casino and I can get back to the $80 that we started with. I think.
That's such an indictment of our ambition as people at this point in the world. We're like, you know what I can do? Not lose that for like 20 minutes.
I can now lose that for a little bit and be talking with you while I press the space bar 45 times. It's pretty really fun. Good. Pretty really fun. Good. Oh God, Lulu. You want to read that, Justin?
What? Cream pea? I mean, there's nothing dangerous there.
Milk is milk cream pie?
Yeah.
What a dream. Folks, we've got tough news for you. We've been having a good time. We've been on this live stream for LOL minutes. But unfortunately, we have come to the final character of the night.
Yeah. It's been 3 characters, and now it's none laughs. That's what we're doing.
It. We are finished with the chuckles, the teehees, the guffaws, the tickaloos. Once this character is over, so is comedy for the night. Which means you got to turn off this live stream and turn on the news. Sorry.
Yep. Turn the news on. I assume you all watch news all week long. Drop into C-Dub for a quick hang and then back to the news.
And that's it. Oh, boy. But here we are. We're down to our final character. What do you say, Justin?
I say let's ring a ding. Break out the bell, because we're about to get into a little, it's what I like to call my friends. We all have our friends. Some of them are television characters featuring actors playing 10-year younger versions of themselves. Other friends are people that we call once or twice every 6 to 8 weeks. But some friends are the friends you really ride with. But how you get that ride started, we're going to find out. Please welcome out to the Rectangles the most important friend, the most important person in every friend group.
Whoa!
Schönes Mädchen, komm doch mal rüber. Schönes Mädchen, lass mich nie wieder. Komm schon, schönes Mädchen, komm doch mal her. Schönes Mädchen, lass mich nicht mehr alleine tanzen.
Behold, my besties, a lost flock of bad bitches ready for a fun night out, but unsure of what the plan is. Once again, I am here to save us from the horrors of just going with the flow, using my incredible powers of being a little bit louder than everyone else. For I am deciding. King of the friend group that can't make up their goddamn minds. I am ruler of the 7 brunch spots. Knower of the bartender that will probably hook us up. Defeater of the dreadlord Uh-oh, gang, this place is getting pretty crowded. What do you think? Behold my awesome powers of compromise! We're going to try that fun French bistro down the block. Is that cool with everybody? Speak now or forever hold your mimosas. I can't hear you. I'm laughing. Let's rock and roll. Victory! I come from a long line of great deciders, all total alphas of their respected friend groups. It is said that my forefathers spoke to the very first manager. For it is written in the holy book of group chat that everyone has muted except for me, that every set of gal pals and dude crews must have a bossy decidin', just like they each have a flaky Katie, a sad Matthew, you can't take that cat home, you already have 2 cats, Ashley, and a, what's your name, sir? You in the hat?
Justin?
Justin, thank you. A Justin who no one invited. Take a hint, Justin. Each serve their purpose, but without me, all would be lost. Or worse, would be playing it by ear. Ow! A fate worse than death. For I am not here to second guess. I am here to order jalapeno poppers for the table, and yes, we are splitting the cost. Now watch as I wield my mighty trident of assertiveness with its 3 prongs of making sure everyone gets exactly what I want. Boom! Being an only child. Wow! Learning about mental health exclusively from TikTok. Uh-oh! Stabbing people. Also, this side's a selfie stick, because, yeah, we're going to take some fat-ass thirst traps. Oh, yeah! Such is the nature of deciding. And yet, I'm lonely. Heavy is the head that wears the Truzy crown. Sometimes someone might not get what they want, and that is the cross that I must bear. It makes me feel less like a decidin' and more like a Nope-tune, king of the wet blankets. I know you all have a separate group text thread about me. And I know that Sad Matthew said some really spicy stuff in there. I didn't know you had it in you, Sad Matthew. Just remember what things would be like if it wasn't like this. Our themed parties would have like 6 goddamn themes. And we wouldn't have our matching horrible little wrist tattoos we got at the boardwalk to celebrate being at the boardwalk. And we'd spend most Friday nights in Ashley's cat-infested duplex telling Sad Matthew that no one wants to watch Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind again. Now let's get the check. And everyone can Venmo me. And I'll take a small loss, as I always do. Because I am decided. And I am your hero. And if you're watching this and you don't know who your friend group's deciding is, it's you, bitch.
Eric Feurer. You know, that character isn't necessarily a summer piece, but it is. It feels real. It's so funny. The joke that gets me is Nope-tune. Real Nope-tune. King of the wet blankets. Very
I love
good.
this character. It took me a long time to crack this one. Honestly, going back to that first question a long time ago, this one had a lot of drafts.
Well, let me say, it's a weird idea. When you first said this, I was like, decided.
And you know what's so funny is because I could see the whole. I was really beautiful minding it. I could see the whole, and I was like, no, this does make sense.
Yeah, and I feel like you did prove it. But it's not a bad formula to land on a banger character. Start with the weird part and just tie a bunch of mooring lines to it.
We'll make this work. Jay says, Eric, are you a decided? No, quite the opposite. Well, like when I go on vacations with my partner, she is like, okay, get up. We're doing these 9 things. And I'm like, okay. And I'm just kind of like dogging behind her. Like, this is fun.
Yeah.
Definitely not.
I was a decide for a long time, and I think I've become non-decided. My wife is definitely a little more decided in our relationship, but it has extended. I feel like I'm making too many decisions in general across the span.
You're like, I need to pass this.
Yes,
pass this over.
Yeah.
Oh man. Get in, B word. We're going shopping. Nice, Secor. Love that.
Nice. Wait, there was another. Oh, Lulu, is that an iPod Mini?
Great question. This is the phone that, let me pull this thing off of here so I can show you. This is the phone that I brought with me to the city when I first moved to New York City.
Wow, what an artifact.
Let me see if I can get it off of this shit. I think it's an iPhone 5 or 6.
The shape of that looks crazy now.
It's not. And you can tell it's the phone that I brought with me to the city because the protector case is a map of Manhattan.
Oh, that's it.
I was like, I live here now. This is where I live. I was like, wow. I can look at this and I'll know what trains to catch.
You never looked at that one.
No, never once. I wonder if this thing works or not. Holy shit. I bet I would find
I don't know. Read the last text on that thing.
Oh man. I have to find a like this charger is
I
don't know what the fuck it is.
I feel like I threw away that charger like a year ago finally. Knowing we'll never go back.
We could have what might have been, dude. What might have been.
Yeah.
But that's
also,
go ahead.
Sorry, just real quick. That hat mask combo you're wearing right now is really working.
This is what to you?
Huh? That's masking your forehead, but I would call it more a hat. Then you got a mask here.
The wig is resting on my head, so that is a hat.
That's a hat.
Yes, yeah. And this isn't really obscuring my whole face. It's resting on my ears. Would you call ears part of the head? Because it's strapped to my ears.
That's a lip hat, I think, is the preferred nomenclature.
Oh, Zcor, I have a charger for a classic iPod from 2011 if you need it. I think that might be what I need. That might be exactly what you
get
need.
it. Yeah.
Folks, but that's our show. We had so much fun tonight. This was a dream and a half. I know we've been teasing it, but it is the summer of CW.
It's the summer of CW. We got a lot of stuff coming for you, and we can announce a couple of things we have coming to you at the end of this month on the last Friday. We have the Characters Welcome live show is Pride themed.
Yes, and Michael Hartney is booking an entire lineup of queer performers and me and Justin.
And we are also there. So we need some help. If you have any ideas.
Michael, and if you're in the chat, love you very much. You have very specifically tasked us to, and I quote, figure it out. So I am so excited to sweat this one out for the next 3.5 weeks.
Yes. Definitely going to sweat that out, but please come. The date of that show is the last Friday. I don't know what that number is.
The 27th. It's on our YouTube page under our posts. I already posted a link to the tickets, so you grab them because I do think this one's going to sell out for sure. So I would grab a ticket and come hang out with us. It's going to be really, really fun. Jay says, "Yo, where do we drop our brilliant ideas? Drop them in the Discord.
Come hang in the Discord. We will. I'm certain we're going to be discussing this there. We literally need help.
We need some help.
Red, that's actually the funniest thing he could have possibly said to you.
Yes,
correct.
Absolutely. He's like, don't make me do the labor of explaining to you what you need to do. But we do need help. So far, all we've come up with is a duo character of guys who are apologizing.
And that will be funny because it is a list. But we don't know. I have another plug as well. I do a podcast called Mission to Zix. I'm a recurring character in that. We're launching a prequel focused on my character named Durf. It's a very fun, improvised space comedy podcast, scripted podcast.
That's amazing.
The best sound design out there. The prequel series has gotten into the Tribeca Film Festival. Vision, which is coming out. The festival starts this weekend. If you happen to be in New York, we're doing two shows at Caveat on Saturday, and then a show at UCB on Sunday. Come hang there.
That rocks.
That's fun. And then we'll be in competition. So stay tuned and come hang.
Wow, that is awesome. Shoga says, I'm thinking about going to the Sunday show, but not for Justin.
What the fuck, Shoik?
Fair enough.
We'll say Shoikler hears enough of me on a weekly basis. He doesn't need more.
If I may also plug one thing real quick, I just threw it in the
Please.
private chat, Jorge. But in 2 days on Friday, I have a short film in Tootsie's Video Vault, a short film competition that's premiering at Littlefield in Brooklyn. We were all tasked. We were all given once we were accepted to the festival, we were given 3 months from that date to make a short film under 3 minutes. And that was it. That was all the criteria. So it's going to be some comedy stuff, maybe some not so comedy stuff. I did like a really loose kind of music video thing that I feel good about.
It's really fun. It's great. Definitely worth checking out. I'm hoping if people who can't come to Tootsie's video vault, will it eventually be online? I
think so. Not to Summer of CW everybody too hard, but I have been collecting cool, well filmed and edited character videos, and I'm thinking of doing like a Shark Week of sorts where we drop 7 like videos on the page instead of just tapes of stage pieces. I think that could be cool.
Yeah, I agree.
So I think we'll do that too. Cool. Thank you folks so much for being here. We'll either see you in the Discord. We'll see you at Caveat and UCB for Justin's podcast. We'll see you on Friday at my show.
And we'll see you at the end of the month in CW. We'll see you next week at this same time. Please come hang. Love y'all. See you real soon. Stay cool out there.
$80 and no cents.
Nonsense. Sure off.